Good evening to you all. This is Kumar Swami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa, District Latur, Maharashtra State, India, running, running daily international conferences. Today's topic is mastering personal branding, and it will be delivered by today's invited keynote speaker Cristina ma'am, who is from California. She is not new for this international conference dais. In the first beginning in December, I think she have delivered a topic, and from that days we are continuing this one. Meanwhile, I have requested her to rejoin here as a speaker second time, and she accepted our invitation, and she is with us today for delivering a talk on mastering personal branding. So first of all, I will welcome ma'am from my organization, from organization team, all the participants, those who are joined here. I welcome all the participants, those who are joined here, including Dr. Mamata Madam, Dr. Swanand Shukla Sir, Aditya Prakash, Dattatreya Bhokkar Sir, Niranjan Sir, and others, those who are willing to joining. So without much wasting time, I request you, Madam, to start your speech on mastering personal branding. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. It's morning here in California. So, personal brand, what does it really mean? I would like to really focus on the words personal brand. Personal, it's really about you. Um, so, whether you know it or not, especially this day and age, you do have a personal brand. So, if people Google you, and they find your Facebook account and whatever you posted, that's your personal brand. If they Google you and they cannot find anything about you, that is also your personal brand. So it's really important to, for the purpose of what it is that you're trying to achieve, that you take good care of your online presence and what you want it to look like. So when I talk about personal brands to students and such, um, it's really important to understand what it is that you're trying to what it is that you're trying to achieve. So, for example, for the purpose of setting up an online business or setting up a website about a group or a group of people such as this, for example, that you're trying to put together. Uh, you really have to make sure that everything is aligned. And when I say aligned, I mean it's aligned with your mission statement. So if you're putting together a website, for example, that sells a specific product that is sustainable and there is a good a message behind it, you want to post everything that is related, all things that are related to it. You want to make sure that when people look you up or look at the name of the business, they don't find things that are contradicting. So the first steps for mastering a personal brand is self-reflection, assessing what it is that you already have, having a clear vision in where it is that you're trying to go, where you want to your brand and all the social media, everything that is out there to say about you, and who it is that you're trying to attract. So when I coach people on personal branding, it is usually for the purpose of gaining visibility and attracting others to your pages, whether it's social media or a website or a way to contact you. And so you want to make sure that you attract the right people. So in what I do, I'm a niche discovery coach. So the first thing that I do is I ask people uh, what are the things, the niches, what are the things that are you're already strong in, the things that you really want people to know about you, and that's how you connect with others. So personal branding is very much about connecting with others. It's very much about putting a bait out there, and gathering the right people to your page. So alignment is key, and it is really step one of any successful personal branding plan. And after self-reflection comes what I call USP, which is defining your unique selling proposition. So you have to define what makes you unique in your endeavor, and how you can offer this uniqueness and turn it into value to others. So when you're putting content out there, it could be about a particular skill, it could be about your expertise or perspective or experience, but you have to make sure that you communicate it effectively in a way that others find value in the content that you're posting. And out of that, you can craft, for example, on your website or on your social media pages, your personal brand statement. So you want to create a statement that is clear and communicates who you are, what you do, and your why. Your why is one of probably the most important things. That if you get off track and you're putting content out there that you're not quite sure if it's appropriate for your website or your online presence, if you think about your why when you crafted your personal brand statement, that will always guide you in the right direction. So you want to make sure also that the reason why it's called personal brand, especially when you're starting a business or you're engaging with others, it's because it has to be a little bit personal to you too. You have to be sure that it reflects your personality, and it is not all buttoned up necessarily. Today, what's really big is the authenticity factor. So going back to what I was saying earlier, somebody Googles you and they don't find anything about you, or they Google you and they find, for example, your Facebook account or your Instagram account, and some photos that you posted. Of yourself over the weekend that you were having a barbecue, that's okay, as long as it's aligned with your brand. So, for example, if you're building a brand that is about being vegan and ethical thinking and all that, and then you post a photo of yourself eating a big steak at a barbecue, that's really contradictory. So that shows that what you're doing, selling vegan clothing and things like that, it's not really it's all a facade, right? It's not about who you really are, what you're really doing. If you're talking about for example, weight loss and diets and how to eat healthy, and then you have photos of you eating cake, same thing. I mean, it's not what it's really contradictory, and you lose social proof, and you lose credibility. So those are some things to think about. Um, so so your message has to be consistent. So it's consistent messaging, right? Ensuring that your message is consistent across all platforms. And by the way, it's okay to show your personality, to show that you went to the beach over the weekend and you were having a walk and taking some photos. That shows people that you are a real person and you do real things. It's just that you want to make sure that it's consistent with your brand identity, and it's not like you're completely two different entities, in your online presence. So authenticity is key. It's key because of what we call today social proof and credibility. So you today, even when people are buying a simple product from you, uh, people really like to part with their money if it's for a good cause, if they know they are supporting somebody that as a why and as a motivation within it. It could be any business. It could be even a business that that is selling actual physical product. But one of the things that goes hand in hand with personal brand is the storytelling piece. So I meet a lot of people that they want to start a business, and really don't know where to start, and they had a dream, something that they've been wanting to do for years. So the first thing I ask them is, okay, so why did you get into this? What made you want to get started? What made you want to start this business? And some of them have stories that are like, oh, when I was really young, my grandfather used to talk about these stories. And that's part of the personal brand. That's telling the story of why, for example, you are passionate about a particular product that you're now selling. So all that is content. All that will attract the right supporters and the right customers to your brand. And it's part of another part of building your personal brand, which is networking. So you want to build meaningful relationships in this niche, in this industry, in the field of interest. You want to attend events and join events that are all in the same niche. And so by being in these places, engaging with these like-minded people, what you're now doing, you're making relationship with people that might do a transaction with you, a physical transaction with you, people that might just like the content that you're posting, your personal brand, and so they're putting likes on your TikTok or on your Pinterest, and people that just like what you posted about, even if it's not exactly something that is transactional, and they might share it with others. And so now they're putting your personal brand in their own social media accounts. They're connecting with their own brand because they found a connection with you. And that's, how you get more traffic, get more visibility. And, your name now is getting distributed. Your personal brand is getting distributed out there. Other thing about your personal brand, you're never going to get it immediately right? And it's okay if you start from a place where uh, your personal brand on right now is not aligned. You have to, it's always okay to start over or starting from today. The important thing is if you make the decision to build your personal brand and your personal brand to have a certain look starting today, you become consistent from now. And that one thing that can really help you doing this is feedback. So be open really to feedback. People will make comments on your account and they will say, "Oh, I like this, but I wish it would have been a little bit more this way." Or you would also have talked about this other topic. Or I really like your t-shirts or your product or whatever it is that you're selling. But I find them a little bit bland, and I would do this. So when people tell you stuff or they tell you things like that, you should really be open to it because these comments, this feedback are coming from the very people that you are attracted to your web properties. So, make sure to be open to it and to also sift through them because not all feedback, especially unsolicited one, is constructive. So make sure that you find the common denominator uh, in through in the feedbacks that you're getting from different people. And you also want to monitor consistently your presence. So you want to manage your reputation really proactively, right? So keep googling yourself. If whatever comes up is not aligned with the image you want to portray, or if you're getting some comments that could be damaging to your personal brand, be sure to comment back, reply, be cordial, polite, or don't get in online, squabbles and fights, because all these now are attached to your name and your personal brand. And then if there is something that is such thing as slandering, right? Make sure you contact, the platform and report those kind of things, because you do not want those on your personal, portrayed on. You don't want these things as part of the image you want to be portraying. Things change continuously, right? There is this new platform, this other platform coming up, and there is AI coming up, and all kinds of things that might be similar to you. So it's really, a good thing to stay, tuned and updated with the industry and the trends. And if you see that you're lacking something, or you see an opportunity for growth, don't be afraid to share it openly, and asking other, and investing in yourself to keep yourself relevant in the field. So something that you decide, you're building this personal brand because at one point you identified yourself as an expert on a particular subject, or as a leading expert on a particular type of business or product. But other people are going to pop in all the time doing things that might be similar to you. And if you see, as you're monitoring consistently your online presence, that other people are coming up and they might be getting a little bit more attention than you are, don't be afraid to see what they're looking. If there is something that is aligned with what you're doing, that you actually admire, and also get into this into the trend. You're not copying; you're following the trend. So if you see that somebody is a little bit relevant, then you are. It doesn't mean that you're no. I mean that you cannot be there too. If you find somebody relevant, or if there is something that you like that somebody else is putting out there, it means that you want to hop on the same train. It means because you are the person that came out with this personal brand, because that's something that you also enjoy yourself. That's one of your interests. So you are the best judge. If you see something that, oh wow, that's really good, it doesn't mean that what you're doing is no longer good. It means that there is a new niche, a new trend forming, and you want to be following to stay relevant. So, with all that comes patience, right? Being persistent. Building this personal brand takes time, take effort, and just like I was saying before, things change, and all the content that you put out there up until now, all the materials that you shared at one point or another, there might not be enough. You keep it. You're gonna have to keep them updated. It cannot just be one website and it's gonna be there for the next 10 years. You have to change your content. You have to make it trendy, keep up with these trends, post new fresh content as often as you can, and engage with others. If somebody is liking what you're posting, or is making comments about your personal brands, even good comments, you want to be engaging with this person and responding, because you're telling them that you are a real brand, a real person, and your business is alive and well. Your brand is alive and well, and it's not just an old page that is floating out there. So you want to make sure that when somebody is engaging with you, you engage back. Because ultimately, all this is about presence. So it means, are you there? So are you still there, right? Is are all your social media profiles, personal websites, blogs, and other online platforms up to date? Are you present on all of them? And if you're not, maybe you want to close them. Or don't. When you build your personal brand, one thing that you do not want to do is do things that you're not ready for. So, for example, if you don't have enough time to be on all the social media platforms, don't start. Don't start posting something and then forget that you made this post, and come back after 3 or 4 months. If you are on LinkedIn and you have a lot of following on LinkedIn, stay on LinkedIn, and keep cultivating that reputation. If you decide to add TikTok, well, now make time for both LinkedIn and TikTok. LinkedIn and TikTok. If you don't have time for Instagram or Facebook, don't do it until you actually do have time, or until you got into one of those, hire the service that can translate your post from another account into another. But it's always, I'm not a big fan of that personally. Sure, you can take your newsletter and turn it into an audiobook, or you can make a post on Instagram relevant also on TikTok. But it's always good to have different things out there. I mean, you can post similar content, but I personally don't find it useful to post the same video on multiple platforms. I prefer having things that are slightly different. Also, because you have to think, talking about personal brand, about the personal brands of the people that are hanging out in all the different places. So people that are hanging out on TikTok, there might be slightly different than the people that are hanging out on LinkedIn and YouTube. So you want to tweak the content a little bit so that it's aligned with the majority of the folks that are utilizing those social media platforms. And there are a lot of materials out there about the demographics of people that are frequenting each and every social media platform. So in each one of them, you can find your niche. In each one of them, you can find the voice for your brand, but you want to make sure that it is aligned, that you're using the right language, the right style, so that people can actually identify with your content, enjoy it, and really understand your brand and your personal brand. And it is, but ultimately, it's about visual identity. Um, don't be who you're not. Your appearance, your style, the way you present yourself visually through grooming, clothing, all that has to be aligned. If you are not somebody that is always on a video wearing a suit and a tie, for example, don't try and then somebody finds another video of you where you're more casual in yourself. Just make sure that everything is aligned. There is no judgment these days, unless it's something really specific. You can really be yourself, right? And the communication style. Uh, However you communicate, whether you communicate verbally or in writing, just make sure that the tone is the same. Uh, the messaging is the same across different channels. You want to make sure that people say, "Oh, this is Cristina. I recognize her. She posts here and she posts on LinkedIn, and that's what she's always talking about." If you find her talking about a couple of different things in different platforms, it's not aligned, and it might affect the personal brand. So that's all I had to say today about mastering your personal brand. It's really about making a mission statement or crafting a story for your brand and following it and being consistent with it, and really take those steps that you can take. So really taking care of it. If you're cultivating your personal brand on a particular platform, stay with it until you reap the rewards and you see great results, and then take a stab at another one, and make sure that the two stay aligned. That when people find you on TikTok or people find you on LinkedIn, say, "Oh, this is the same person. She's posting about the same kind of things." So that's what I wanted to say for today. And thank you again, Dr. Becker, for this opportunity.
Good evening, madam. Good evening.
Good evening.
Very nice to hear you all about personal branding mastering. As far as I'm academician, personal branding is, can we call it networking? The more networking you have, the more personal branding. Unless until I am known to the people, and I'm not getting recognized the people, the people won't reach to me. What do you say about this?
Personal, can you repeat, please?
No, I'm saying is it personal branding can be regarded as networking. The more networking is regarded as personal branding. We can master as long as we have good amount of networking throughout the globe. Then it will really enrich our what we call profile. What do you say about this?
Yes, so definitely do want to network, but you also want to, and the more networking you have, the more credibility your profile has. So, for example, the more followers you have, but you want to make sure that they're the right, that they are the right network, the right people. So, for example, if you go on LinkedIn and you start connecting with a bunch of people just because you want to appear to have a large number of followers, but then they do things that are completely different than what your personal brand is. It really doesn't have a lot of value, because those people most likely will not be speaking about you or lifting up your personal brand. So, for example, I only have a couple thousand followers on LinkedIn right now, tens of thousands, right? But the results that I get out of my 2,000 are probably the same or more the result of some of the people that have tens of thousands of followers, because are they the right followers, right? So people that are following me are engaging with my content, and they are soliciting my services. They're asking for my help and consultations, because I kind of targeted them. I went into the right audio rooms. I engaged with them. So if I start just speaking just to get numbers, those people might not be interested at all in what it is that I do. Social proof, how many followers that you have. But as you build your network, you want to make sure that they're aligned with you. So if you're selling a product, for example, or a service, so say you're selling coaching on how to build a business. You want to engage with people that are posting about starting a business, or are they asking questions online about wow, are you guys getting any sale on these platforms? I'm not being very successful. Or people that want to learn about how to be more visible on social media. So you want to engage with them. You want to start following them, and being exactly where it is that they're hanging out. If they have a business groups, for example, on how to start a business, you want to be there, and you want to be when you're part of a network. The first thing that you do, you're not there to take, right? You join the network to give.
I mean to say,
So you
I'm
want to
sorry to interrupt you, man. I'm an academician, so I will be making my networking into academics, not into the other field, because I must be known into the academic field, not into other field.
Yes.
That's what I mean to say.
Yes, exactly. So whatever the field is, you would just want to make sure that you stay in that field, right? So, and then others might just love what you do and follow you anyway. But you want to make sure that you stay as much as possible within your field.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Mhm. I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
Please, you unmute yourself, Shukla sir.
Yeah. Uh, Good evening, Dr. Bedkar, sir, Principal, sir. Good morning, ma'am. A wonderful presentation you have made. And definitely, whatever the content, initially in the past, we were using a curriculum vitae, or what we call it as biodata. and the people were recognizing us, what kind of abilities and capabilities and what kind of profession and what kind of educational qualifications we are having. But nowadays, the personal branding is done through various social medias, and so many places are there. Even Instagram page is there, Facebook page is there. So many places are there nowadays. But very important thing is what kind of content you want to focus. That is very important, because if you are putting your family photographs and then sometimes you are putting some other photographs, so it gives a different image to the people. And if you are in a business and a profession, yeah, definitely we have to be very conscious and cautious about what kind of content we have to place it over there. That is very, very important, because sometimes my private personal things also, we are exposing to those 1,000 people. My question is, if suppose by using a personal branding at a social media, someone is making, giving a fake reflection of himself or herself about the business, about something, is there any kind of, what we can say, a screening for this, that we can rule out, we had to find out the truth, what kind of business is really doing. Now, so many advertisements are coming, so many businesses are coming, even on Facebook, as well as every other places. So how to find out the genuineness of that particular thing? Because to project myself, I will always, project myself as a something very best. And sometimes it happens that we purchase it and we come to know that we were asking for something diamond and we have got some stones. So that is how, what we can do for this reason. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, so it's screening. Screening is the keyword. So if you're talking about being safe online, especially when you're buying from somebody, and having an actual transaction, you want to make sure that you look at comments and reviews that people are doing. If you don't trust the particular business or platform, you want to really check the personal brand by doing as much research as possible. Uh, Things are getting really sophisticated out there, especially with AI. Things look really the part and professional. So if you're interacting with the business itself, there are ways, doing research. You will see. So the good thing about personal brand is that people talk about it, whether it's good or bad. So if somebody had a bad experience with a particular entity, uh, most likely you will find that. But it's a risk that we take today when it comes to you personally building your personal brand and being careful not to post things about your personal life and family. Sometimes those kind of things give people social proof, that they actually make it a little bit more authentic, as long as it is not too much. So for example, say that. The king of mugs, right? That has a business that sells all mugs. Uh, is that we are posting about our new mugs and things that we are creating, and the show, being out there with their family, sipping coffee out of the mug that they designed. It is aligned in a way, so you can do that. If they see them going, for example, at some kind of fair where there is all kinds of other merchants, right? And they were going there to interact with others. It is aligned. If uh, they were celebrating a milestone about their business and they're all out for dinner celebrating, it is aligned. So making it a little bit personal, it's okay. If they say this is my 10-year anniversary of my business being up, and I'm reminiscing about the humble beginning, and they put photos of themselves with their family as they were building the business at the beginning, that's aligned. Or if they say thank to my business, I want to thank all my customers. This was the dream that I put together, and I was able to put my kids through college, and putting some photos of them graduating. That's aligned. Actually, that will tell, especially for a small business, that will tell the customers that their support went to good use, right? And this is a genuine person that built a genuine business. But shopping out there, yes, everybody's selling on the TikTok channels. Uh, there new platforms are coming up every day. Years ago, everybody was afraid here to do any more transactions on Craigslist. You have to do your due diligence. It's a wild west basically, so you have to screen.
Ma'am, there is another problem also. Like some people are making fake account of us, like and then they're asking for some money or financial this aid and other things, and it gives a impression, a very wrong impression to the other people also. Sometimes our friend recognize this, and then they call us and they ask us, there is some fake account of yours, please close it down. So we have to put a note over there. So what we can do for this, because the fake account can demolish the personal branding also.
Well, you keep reporting those and definitely post about it. So go on your social media pages and LinkedIn pages and say to all your supporters, if you receive these, right, it's a spoof email, and just state the principles of your personal brand. For example, we never ask for money to be sent to us or anything like that. And if you do ask it in any other form, make sure that your correct details are there. For example, should you be taking donations, right? Make sure this is what our fundraising pages looks like. That's what it is. That's our fundraising page. And these other, this entity representing it themselves as us, this is not us, and keep reporting it. So, for example, if you do see it, right? See, somebody said, somebody asked me to give you to pay money, saying that it was you, and they give you the page. Not only report it, but also post about it and say this is a fake. And that's a way that you can clean up your personal brand. If it's a one-off, do it. It's easy to do. But if you're getting this consistently, then it's probably a problem that you have to report. If you see it on a Google ad or YouTube, you should report it on whatever platform is being advertised. So if somebody is making, for example, Facebook ads about, please support us with financial contributions, talk to Facebook, talk to the platform where this thing is being advertised, and explain. And maybe you might even, get some of their support, explaining what you do, right? And explaining how you really operate. And they might help you clean up your personal brand because somebody is potentially tarnishing it on their platform. So that's what you can do.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Honorable Maria Cristina ma'am, respected Principal Dr. Segatto. Really, today's topic is a great concern for every individual, I think, throughout the world. And since the personal branding has become a very important subject for each and everyone working for the betterment of or the development part of any field. And since I may quote one a simple, a live and example for this, that our principal, Dr. Bitkas itself is a personal branding. Since I congratulate him also that since more than 100 days, he's continuously following in a flash to present international conference, and everyone is appreciating the every day we are getting a new topics, and it's a brainstorming topic all the time. And hence I must say the one of the great and live example of personal branding is my respected principal, Dr. Bedkar sir. And since it requires personal branding, may not be presented as an individual. There must be a team behind that personal branding. Unless it is very difficult to brand yourself worldwide or what could I say in majority. And since it requires devotions, a lot of knowledge, a lot of other qualities, sacrifice, so many things incorporated in this particular field. So, ma'am, my question is that whether the personal branding in social media only is important, or whether it should be in terms of academic field, the personal branding definitely need good perceptions of their discipline, their quality, their knowledge, their sacrifice, their dedications, and so many. Especially the hard work is very. One more thing is very important. So, what you say, like in the field of academic field, because unless and until this type of quality involves in particular individual, nobody can get up to focus their personal value. What you say like this?
So, in the academic field, what it is, it's about.
Especially in the field of academically, I am asking questions, not only for the social
So,
media.
so in the academic field, it's very much about quality and the message that you're trying to deliver. So when you were giving the example of Dr. Batker, being a good example of uh, building a personal brand, it is true. So it's done on social media, right? But the reason why I noticed them is because I saw a message of empowering. I saw a message of wanting to connect others and giving others tools, and also going beyond the academic boundaries, right? So, for example, this international conference is inviting um, everybody, professional experts, people that talk about a particular subject. And I don't know how much you hang around on LinkedIn, but over there where Dr. Betker found me, there are a lot of us that are doing exactly that, right? So they might be talking about their expertise or academic field or a passion that they have, or mix the two a little bit. But what they do is that they network, and they find like-minded people, and they learn from each other. So I do a bi-weekly podcast with somebody talking about various topics, including road mapping and personal branding. But it's not just me talking, right? It's a lot of other people interacting and asking questions and sharing their experience, and that's how you create an echo. So in the academic field, you probably have your circles or the places where you meet, right? But just like Dr. Becker is doing, it's time to branch out, right? And it's time to let the world know what your expertise is and putting it out there to eventually gain support. I'm not sure, what you're doing exactly in terms of fundraising, academic support with your international conference, the things that you're doing, but you actually somebody was asking me earlier, the proof is in the pudding. Some people are out there trying to solicit donations for the work that you do. Good news, it must be that it's good and they want to monetize it. So if you're not already doing it, maybe you should really focus on that and make sure that all your fundraising and monetizing efforts are out there, and all the quality of your work and your content and your expert content and your shares are out there. And that's how you fight against those people that are trying to make money out of what you're doing, because they must find value in it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. If they didn't think that this was a viable asset, they would not be out there doing that. So yes, academic field, university circles and all that. Nothing wrong with blending it with social media and a little bit more casual circles. The important thing is that the value that you offer is out there, and the specific niche, the specific which translates into specific academic topic is out there, so that you get the right support and the right people following you, the right people interacting with you, and less of the riffraff and the people wanting to, make money out of what you're doing. So be more out there. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Honorable Badiuddin sir, Swanand Shukla sir, Chetan Kumar sir, for your nice queries. And today's keynote speaker, Honorable Krishna ma'am, have explained it very well. So now I move for the vote of thanks. Sri Kumar Swami Mahavidyalaya Avsa, District Latur in Maharashtra State.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to vote of thanks. Sri Kumar Swami Mahavidyalaya Avsa, District Latur in Maharashtra State, is organized and international e-conferences as well as the World Record Series 2. Today, the topic was very significant to all of us, that mastering personal branding, which have been explained by today's keynote speaker, Honorable Cristina Segatto ma'am, where she covered all the core aspects regarding the topic, giving the different examples in her lecture. So I'm very, very thankful to you, ma'am, on behalf of the organizing committee members. You have paid your valuable time to the session, to the series. So thank you once again. Now I thanks to the chief organizer of the series, our ideal principal, Dr. M. Ambedkar sir. Also thanks Dr. Badiuddin sir, Swanand Shukla sir, and Chetan Kumar sir. You have nicely made the interaction with the resource person. So thank you so much to all the participants who join the series regularly. Now I kindly request to you all, please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box. With the kind permission of chief organizer, I declare the session is over. Thank you once again to you all. Thank you so much.